You know? All right, you guys, we got a great show lined up for you tonight. We have some awesome comedians. Give it up for your first comedian of the night, good friend of mine, Jeremiah Hughes.
Hey, give it up for our host, Joe, everybody, huh? It's good to be here, good to be in a real city. I'm happy to be in any city because a little about myself, I come from a little town called Aberdeen, Washington. Oh, you guys can smell the poverty on me. Okay, that's not good. I like to travel around, I like to give a little fun fact about my city as I travel around, because Aberdeen, Washington was recently voted the ugliest city in Washington for the third time in a row. So, hey, you gotta be good at something, so don't take that from us. A lot of people know that area because of Kurt Cobain and Nirvana. That's where they came from. And I don't think it's a coincidence that when people think of my hometown, they think of Kurt Cobain and Nirvana, because they have a lot in common. Like, they started out depressing for a little while, and then they developed a drug problem, and now they're both dead as fuck, guys. I had to get out of there. But I wasn't doing too well when I was being raised, and I was in Seattle. I was making fun of poor people, and people came up and they said, "Hey man, you need to check your privilege, because not everyone's from a gated community." And I was surprised. I was like, "How do you know I'm from the only gated trailer park in Aberdeen?" Actually, that's crazy. You must have smelled it on me. Yeah, that's the only gated community. That and Stafford Creek Penitentiary. That's all we have going for us. That guy. I like that guy. He's already high. That's fine. I'm gonna be like that in like 10 minutes, just so you guys know. Being raised in a little area like that, I always got bad advice, right? Because every time I got hurt as a kid, my parents would be like, "Don't worry, Jeremiah, chicks dig scars." And I wish they were honest about what scars chicks actually dug, because I have never once been laid off of those emotional scars. Just once, I'd like a lady to come up and be like, "Wait, you were raised in a trailer park and denied food stamps? We gotta fuck right now. That is hot as fuck, actually." Never happened. I was visiting my family there for Thanksgiving, and they gave me some bad advice still. They said, "Jeremiah, you gotta burn sage, because burning sage is super good luck." But no one ever bothered to tell me the burning sage I owned myself was really bad luck. And I learned that way too late when my cat died. So rest in peace, Sage. I'm gonna miss her. Naughty, naughty. We all got it that's gonna get it? Dead cat? Okay. Yeah, it's fun. I was curious about my ethnicity. I know I'm obviously a white guy, but I was curious what type of honky I was. So I decided to get a 23andMe done. And I was really surprised at the results. It turns out I'm 100% that bitch, actually. Found out, I was like, OMG, really? I am pretty cray-cray, I guess. You guys are fun. This is fun. This is my favorite job I've ever had, doing comedy, obviously. I take after my dad. I've had a lot of different jobs in my life. My dad, growing up, was an ambulance driver. He was an EMT. And he's also not good at analogies, because he told me driving an ambulance is like driving a taxi, except you don't get the tips. That's a terrible analogy, actually. I think you could make tips as an ambulance driver, though, right? Like, that would be a hard situation to say no to. Like, just imagine with me, you're dying in the back of an ambulance, and then you see the little sliding window open up, and my dad's like, "Hey, buddy, you got a little extra?" And you guys are cool. You try to play it cool. You'd be like, "I'm dying. I left my wallet at home, actually." And then you just feel the ambulance slow down like 20 miles an hour. Got some engine failure over here, actually. I'm just saying he could have made tips. I didn't have to live in a trailer park. It's a bad analogy for a couple reasons, though. I have a problem with that, because I don't think driving an ambulance is like driving a taxi, except you don't get the tips. I think driving an ambulance is like driving DoorDash. Because with both of them, the whole goal is to get the delivery there before it gets cold. Like the dead people stuff. All right, I'm picking that up. Don't worry, you're in safe hands. I got a lot of dark jokes. I've had a lot of fun jobs. Besides comedy, my favorite job I ever had was I worked at a daycare. And that was mainly because I was finally the smartest dude in class. That was pretty fun. I learned a lot about kids at the daycare. I learned there's two main types of kids. There's kids that hate getting dizzy, and kids that fucking love getting dizzy. Or as I call them, the future alcoholics of America. They're fun to hang out with, too. I'm always getting them dizzy, and I'm playing Kids Bop. It's quite literally a little kid nightclub in there every time. But just like regular alcoholics, the future alcoholics don't know when enough is enough. You know, I gotta give them a life lesson a lot. I gotta be like, Billy, we puked twice, we bit Mary, we're getting close to what we call a blackout. Okay. Now we want to lay down and take a nap, because if we keep going, from personal experience, we're going to shit our pants and get arrested, okay? I was fired pretty quickly from that job, actually. Sorry. Messed up a lot of stuff, guys. I've messed up a lot of stuff. I got a new phone number recently, and the person that had that phone number before me died. And it was weird. I was getting texts and calls for a dead person. I didn't know what to say when the mom texted me. She was like, honey, I can't bear to delete this phone number. I miss you. I love you. Fly high, mom. I didn't know what to say to a text like that. But I learned immediately what I should not have said to a text like that. Because I just responded, love you too, mom. And she was fucking pissed. I had no choice but to ghost her like her dead daughter after that. You guys said you liked dark jokes. Don't fucking lie. I'm kidding. I sent her a dick pic instead. Some people don't like that joke. Like Jeremiah, that's punching down. I know, 6 feet down, I already counted. So, when I was a young man, I wanted to get LASIK eye surgery done. And here's a fun fact for you. I wanted to get the cheapest LASIK eye surgery possible. Don't get the cheapest LASIK eye surgery possible. It was terrifying. They made me pay in full up front before the surgery. And as soon as I met the surgeon, I learned why they did that. Because he was old. He was old, dude. Like when he went to go shake my hand, it was like this. I didn't shake his hand, it was shaking enough. That felt disrespectful, actually. And then when I laid eyes on my LASIK eye surgeon, I was very troubled because he was also wearing glasses. Like, he didn't even like the taste of his own medicine. That's terrifying. And I wish I took actually, I forgot a part of that joke. I'm not even high yet, I'm sorry. The most terrifying thing of this entire interaction was as soon as I sat down for the surgery, he offered me a prayer. Before the surgery. Is everyone terrified yet? Because that is terrifying. He was like, sir, I offer elective prayers before the surgery. Would you like me to pray for you today? He's like, look at me, doctor, look at me. This is a solo mission. You're on your own on this one. God's not helping me after everything I've done. And I wish I took the prayer because my eyes turned out just as bad. That's the last time I get LASIK done in a church in Aberdeen, guys. Being raised in a little area like that isn't so bad, you know. I was raised by a guy that was a hillbilly from Montana, and it's easy to know where you stand with a guy like that because instead of grabbing you by the arm on the way back from the grocery store, he grabs you by the back of the neck. Or as he calls it, the Montana steering wheel, okay? And one time I had an ear infection. He had to take work off, I had to take off school, he was pissed. He grabs me by the back of the neck when we get to the doctor, he reels me in and he goes, boy, if you're not actually hurt, you're gonna be when I'm done with you. You ever say one of these weird prayers where you're like, dear God, let me be hurt, amen? Yeah, I did one of those, and I'm petty. I can't wait for my dad to be on his deathbed, guys. Because I'll have to take work off. I'll be pissed. I'll grab him by the back of his neck and reel him in and be like, Paul, if you're not actually hurt, you're gonna be when I'm done with you. Boo! It's me killing my dad. Hey, I'll see you when I'm really high. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
All right. Fuck yeah, bro. I can't wait to see him stoned. That's going to be fun. All right, everybody. Your next comedian. She is a good friend of mine. Give it up.